And before I show you, let me present to you this other shield, the target shield. This only has a 78% physical resist. Now, as I explain this to you as I walk up, the 100% is going to absorb 100% of the damage into the stamina first and then equate into the vitality. See? Not my vitality is still not being hurt. My green bar is my stamina. My red bar is my vitality or hit points. You see how it's absorbed right into that. Now, here's a quick fun fact. When you have your shield up like this, you recover your stamina slowly. If you recover your stamina slowly and you go all the way to the bottom, you'll be stunned shortly. Unless you have a high poise, which I'll get more into armor. But with a weapon with a shield like this, well, obviously this is a really bad example because I seem to be recovering a lot faster than I wanted to. I get stunned. But if I were to lose a lot of stamina and then I let go of my shield, my stamina comes up a lot quicker. So what I want to do is be attacked, put it down, bring it up. Attack, put it down, bring it up. Attack, bring it down. I can't even say it, but you see what I'm saying? You run the risk of getting hit, yes, but you don't get stunned and get destroyed either. So it's something that you got to play with. Now, I do 208 with this sword with two hands, and when you two hand something, you do more damage, by the way, which is very nice. If you're very agile and you're moving around and you're not getting hit, you can two hand pretty easily. Now, this is where my inefficient strength comes into play. I'm going to hit him for only 14. Now, it's not exactly that 95 as I mentioned before, because that he has some physical defense with that armor he has on. I don't know the exact amount from him. I haven't done that much research. But going back to the shield, okay, you seen how it absorbs into it. It's very nice. Now we're going to switch over to the other one that only has a 78%. Now watch. See, some of my health goes down. So it eats away at my stamina first, and then it goes into the health. Now you're asking me, why would you even bother with one of these shields? Well, these shields are actually better for parrying. When you hit the second button, you can parry an attack, which I totally missed. Which obviously I'm not that good at. Oh, brother. But if you time it right, it can be very effective. I don't use parry often. I don't think I even really parry at all. See, these guys go too slow for me. And when you use an Estus Flask, you can use it twice if you press twice in a row. Or maybe 3 times. I pressed it 3 times there. Okay, I'm sorry that messed up. But you get the idea. You can parry an attack. I'll give you a successful one, hopefully by the end of it, or I'll add another video for that when I have some better footage to it. And I'll edit it all up and doll it up and make it all nice and pretty for you folks. Now that pretty much kind of sums it up for that. So you get the idea that there is a difference between the physical, the magic, and the lightning, and with the percentage wise. So now you have a better understanding of that. You know what shield would be better for which situation. If you're running up against a guy casting blue spells at you, you want to get a high magic resist one. This one would not be a good shield for that because it's only a 20. This would even be a little bit better. It's only 35%. Not great, but it's better than the 20% reduction. So you see what I'm saying? And then the same goes with the fire. If you're running up with someone breathing fire on you, which might be a dragon, who knows, that might be in this game. I'm sorry, that was a huge dorky thing right there to say. You'd want something with a high number percentage. Now we get down to stability. Now stability is what it determines how much it prevents the amount of damage being absorbed into the stamina when you're holding up your shield like that. But it also helps prevent against being stunned because of that. And being stunned is bad. It's so bad I don't even want to show it. Yeah, keep on ignoring that guy. He's not there. Pretending he's not there. That guy's there. He's a douche, but he's there. So that pretty much brings me through that. Now we're moving right along to armor. Armor has this nice layout here. Now this brings into a new feature, poise. Now poise, oh wait, there's bleed, there's poison resistant, and then there's curse. But if we go back quickly to the weaponry, you'll notice this falcon has, oh, this one doesn't have it. My bad, I don't seem to have anything with a poison resist. But you look at the aux effects at the bottom left corner, right next to the image, you'll notice that there's a little stain, there's a little droplet with both of them with a 0, and then there's a 120, and then there's a line. What do those mean? Well, the first one is bleed. The higher the number, the more you can get a target to bleed out, which will cause massive damage. Very awesome. This doesn't have it. The next one is poison. That little droplet means poison. It's a symbol for poison. If you have it, you can build up poison against the enemy, and then they become poisoned, and then they slowly start to die. Very cool. Now this 120, what does this mean? This means holy attack. Now holy attack comes in after the 80 plus the 31 damage. It's another plus 120. And what that plus 120 does is it adds holy damage to the mix. Then there's curse damage, which is a line. This doesn't have any curse damage, which is kind of appropriate because you either have holy or you have cursed. For the most part. I could be wrong. Actually, I think I know for a fact I am wrong, so I'm sorry I made that statement. I wish to retract that. Moving on. So, okay, so I hope I explained that. So now we're jumping right back to armor. So we have physical defense, we have strike, slash, and thrust. Now, those are specifics, factors. There's general physical defense, then there's those specific physical defense. Certain items have better in certain areas. Oh, perfect example. This has a 9.7 in a strike attack, but it has an even better resistance against a slash attack. But the weakest it's in is defending from a thrust attack, which is a certain type of weapon, which I will go back to. If we go back and see, this is, oh, you can actually see the attack type in the top corner, if all the way at the top. Right after the name, there's attack type, and it says it. But it also says it in this nice little format, which I would have said it would have been a good reason why to read the description, but obviously not. But you have it, and you see this one says slash. We go down, this one says thrust. So it tells you what it is. Now the reason that those say none is because that's a bow. That doesn't do that particular type of damage. It does a different type. So it does just physical, from my knowledge. If I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments. I'm still learning at this, and I just want to give out accurate information of what I've known so far. So that covers that first half. Then there's magic defense, which is self-explanatory, along with the fire and lightning and defense. The higher, the better. That's what we're looking for. Now we jump over to the next column. We have on top there poise. Now this poise, what I mentioned before, comes into blocking. The more poise you have, the less you get staggered, the less you get stunned. So you can be a very high poised guy, which is a knight. And here I'll switch over to a knight. It looks like I was prepared for this one. And this brings me a total, we go to my stats, an 86 poise. That's an awesome poise. And that's also because I have a nice little ring there that I'm unequipping. So that brings us to a 46 poise, a nice average poise, where damage is reduced. But if you notice, my character is moving a little bit slower, and I'll explain why in a minute. But for what I'm focusing on, poise helps against the being blocked. It's very important in the mechanic if you're going to be blocking a lot, if you're not going to be parrying and you're not going to be avoiding an attack, you want to have poise. If you're using the shield and using the shield up a lot like this, you're going to need a lot of poise. So, very important. So, I'm switching back to this, my wandering stuff, because I want to. That's the reason why. So I put a ring on that adds poise to me, so I'm kind of cheap like that. Very nice. Okay, so, but if you notice, I'm moving a little bit faster, but I also have this quick of a roll. But if I switch over to the heavy armor, as everyone will know, my roll will get slower. Why is that? Well, let me bring us right to this description. Well, not description, but, sorry, just old habit. Let us bring us to the importance of the status. Now, the status you can actually operate within this. I'm sorry. Okay, I'll just go right to the status menu. I can't remember how to do that right now. For some reason, I have a memory block. But if you look at my equipment load, with this lighter armor, I have only a 17